Ubisoft secretly added 4 new legendary items that you can buy at the Blacksmith, and they are very unique and totally worth getting. So let's discuss that in this video. I also want to touch on the weekly reset, and I want to visit Sargon again at the end of my video, kill his customer and kind of have a return of that end of the video segment. So there's a ton to discuss, let's get into it. It would of course be awesome if you could leave a like on the video as it shows your support. And let's go. I was on a holiday for 10 days, so I missed some new things that happened in Odyssey, including the release of this new Helios pack that looks very awesome. You see it right here. It comes with a pretty cool horse and a bow as well. And as always, I like to do giveaways for the new packs. Last time Elijah won, and now you can win this Helios pack. Just follow the link in the pinned comment for a chance to win, and be sure you are a subscriber of the channel before you enter. And who knows, maybe I will reach out with a download code so you can get this pack for your game. Maybe you already noticed it, but by going to the Blacksmith after installing the latest update, you can suddenly find 4 new legendary items with some very interesting and awesome perks. Overall, I would say that it's one of the coolest things that Ubisoft has done since the launch, partly because it was not noted in the patch notes at all, so it's a pretty big secret addition. Like normally legendary items are linked to special challenges or DLC or these item packs, but now they suddenly showed up. I would say the most noteworthy addition is the new blade that, as the description already notes, does not belong in Greece, but if you played Assassin's Creed Origins and followed this channel for a while, then you might remember this sword from the For Honor pack that Ubisoft added to Origins a few months after launch. It's the same sort of samurai sword that is now called in Odyssey Blade of Yumminess, and it has one of the most insane perks ever. It will namely give you 250% all damage, but it does not give you access to your abilities, so you cannot use them anymore. Like they will be blank whenever you use this sword or engrave this perk on any other weapon at the Blacksmith. So now it's really about your raw combat skills. And speaking of Origins, Odyssey now kind of feels that way when using this weapon, because you did not really have any of the active abilities in Origins as well, apart from the overpower attack, that you now, by the way, also cannot use when having this sword equipped. So it will be fun to toy around with this one for sure. I want to go way more in depth on it in a future video, so keep an eye out for that. Just for now, a heads up that they added this weapon. And you can, by the way, also find it in the visual customization window, so you can use it on any other sword if you want to rock that samurai style. So totally worth getting it already for that, and of course for the awesome perk. Although it is rather expensive, like 1.3 million on level 99. So you gotta need that drag me to be able to buy it. The other 3 items are a little less expensive though, and also gear pieces. We got the bare chested and oiled one that gives you 500% extra damage while covered in black oil. And black oil is the oil you will find in the vases. So don't use any fire weapons when rocking this outfit. Otherwise things will go horribly wrong, but yes, now you got 500% enhanced damage, and spoilers, that can be pretty insane. Again, want to go more in depth on this in a future video, so keep an eye out for that, because just like the sword, this one will be a ton of fun to toy around with. And then we got 2 new legendary items left, and one of them is actually the sun hat. So it's back, and now as a legendary headpiece. If you found the sun hat before this, then it was actually a blue or epic item. I think it was a common item as well, so a gray item. But now you can actually find a legendary variant at the Blacksmith as well, as we see in this tweet from William. Simon, Christos and Nebula Dark also shared photos as well. Overall, by the way, thanks to everyone who reached out about these new items. I really appreciate it. I was again away on a holiday, but still thanks for reaching out, because it really helps a lot. So I think that the story of the Sun Hat is kind of coming to an end, as I don't expect them to remove it again from the Blacksmith or change the name again, because first it was just called Sun Hat and now Talia's Overprotective Hat. We find the 99% sunburn resistance on this legendary variant, and we still don't know what the purpose of that is. I mentioned to you before that I'll be interviewing Bruno, the post-launch content director, likely for the last time on Odyssey. and that interview is now scheduled, so I will be doing it really soon. I will totally be asking about this perk and report back. For now, it's just a cool visual addition, so buy it to rock it for your character, but we really don't know if there will be a purpose for this perk in the future. The final new legendary gear piece was already in the visual customization window, actually when that feature was released, and that's the regular bare-chested one. That is actually really bad. It's a sort of handicap item that gives you minus 50% all resistance, so you simply take way more damage than before. Again, could be fun for a full sort of nightmare bare-chested run, or maybe a story creator mode quest where you have to wear this item, and maybe with the new blade of yumminess as well, so you cannot use your abilities. Might be interesting to kind of make something like that. Overall, I think you can skip this one at the Blacksmith for now, although it's only 100k drag me. So if you got the drag me, then I would say why not get it, because it's a cool new item. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter. So yes, I mentioned it multiple times, you can get them by going to the Blacksmith and selecting the buy option. I was lucky enough to find a sword at the second Blacksmith I visited after installing the update, but it can take a little longer to find the items for sure, because the inventory is random each time. I cannot say, hey, go to this Blacksmith because he will sell it all the time. No, that's not how it works. So yes, going to each blacksmith in the different regions and checking the buy section is really a way to do it. Or you could go to this location over here on the map that has two blacksmiths next to each other and do another tactic. Shoutouts to It's Jordan Does for highlighting this in his video. I will leave a link to his channel in the description, check it out if you want. So how it works is that you want to make a manual save before going to both blacksmiths. So before you saw one of their inventories, and after that you just check them, and if they both do not sell a legendary item, you simply reload that save you just made and try again. Another tactic you want to do is, after looking at a buy window that did not have a legendary item, close it and then immediately try and talk with the blacksmith again and go to the buy window again, because sometimes he might then have a different inventory. If you already saw the inventory of these blacksmiths, then I would say do a conquest battle in Arcadia and fight for the faction that is not in control, to then have a new inventory appear for the blacksmiths. So they can do the tactic with saving and checking them and then reloading that save. And they should be able to, in the end, find all the 4 new gear pieces and buy them. It can take some time for sure. Maybe you find just visiting all the blacksmiths in a different region more fun, then totally go do that. And make sure that you have a ton of money before you go check all these blacksmiths as well, because you can't say, oh, there's the item, now I go farm some money and then I go back to the blacksmith to get the item, because the chances are high that the blacksmith will not have the item then anymore. Again, way more in-depth videos on these awesome new additions very soon. Again, I love stuff like this. I really hope that Ubisoft adds more of these items, like even if they are from Origins or if they are items that are already in the game, just give us fun perks to toy around with, because it will really extend the life cycle, and I would imagine that it does not take a ton of work to just pick an item that was already created and add a fun perk to it, because we can then make fun builds around it. And I will totally be doing that for the items that were just added. And speaking of legendary items, let's go to Sargon. I will actually be going to Sargon at the end of the video as well for some gift openings. Yes, it will return. For now though, let's see what he has in store in terms of Helix items. He has the Siren's Song ship design that I don't really like. I mean, it's up to you if you want to buy it, but I think there are way cooler designs that you can get. We also got the Celestial Waste from the Celestial set that I do actually like. It's one of the unique waste that gives a sort of ghost touch to your character, so I would say totally get this one for sure. The weekly this week is a bounty on a mercenary. At one point the same mercenaries that we saw before should appear, but now we got a new one, Nano the Abokas, with her tooth picker that, yeah, you can take out for 40 orichalcum. It's easy as always, and then you can also collect some orichalcum with the new weekly quest that you of course also find on the bounty board. It's called Out There and has a skill Athenian Marksman, Strategoy and Leaders all over Greece. Marksmen are the characters with the shroud like covering their face, shooting you from afar, and these Strategoy are of course the big enemies. So going to Athenian forts is really the way to go for this one. And if you've done that, then I think you're ready for the third episode of the Atlantis DLC coming July 16th. So very soon. Totally check out the channel on the 15th already. Will be worth it, believe me. Good times are ahead, and now let's go to Sargon because, to be honest, I kind of missed him. Of course, subscribe for Everything Odyssey if you haven't already, and of course the Atlantis DLC. I will have a ton of coverage about that third episode. A like on this video would be super appreciated. Check out the giveaway in the pinned comment, and now let's see what Sargon is up to. We of course already got the Hades Lieutenant. I got him during the 300,000 celebration live stream after searching for 6 months. But many of you asked, hey, can you go back to Sargon at the end of your videos? Because, yeah, that customer that is sitting right there, I'm not going to point my bow at him because then he already gets the idea of what's going to happen. No. We're gonna take it slow here. So what I want to do now is have this segment return and go to Sargon at the end of all my Odyssey videos to see if we can get all the Helix items before the end of the life cycle. So before the end of the final update, maybe the end of the Discovery Tour, we're going to wait and see what happens. But we got some months, I think, we got some time, and I got like a lot of the Helix items already. I, of course, review all the packs here, and we of course, while searching for the Hades Lieutenant, got almost everything. I did not buy the Helios pack yet, so I should likely do that later. For now, I want to just try and maybe see if we can get an item from the Helios. So I can only get like 6 or 7 ship items and the Helios pack that I will buy later. But for now, let's see if we can actually try and get one of those items already from a pack. So that's what I will be doing. When I get a legendary, I will have this person live. But when I get an epic item, I will not show any regrets. I will kill your customer, Sargon. You see that I got a ton of orichalcum. Whoa! Well, going pretty easy. First one, Sargon is like, first one is on the house, man. Wow. Damage while on fire. Like, this set is awesome. Again, pinned comment for a giveaway for this. I really can't wait to try it on, and of course cover it here on the channel. We'll have a full video on the pack as well. Want to do 2 openings because again I got a ton of orichalcum. So, well, okay, yeah, as expected, first a legendary item, then an epic item. I said I would not kill the guy if I got a legendary item, but to be fair, this is the first time. I just can't. We have to do it. It's been a while. He had so many great times. Great rests. Okay, we're gonna make this one a regular as well. Let's see. Of course, again, subscribe for Everything Odyssey. And I will speak to you next time. Hope you enjoyed this. Check out my previous video on the future of Assassin's Creed, where I also go in depth on what I think will happen after the rumored Vikings game. It's a pretty interesting video, if I do say so myself. Check it out if you haven't already. And Atlantis DLC episode videos coming up really soon. Keep it locked. Goodbye.